Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Marcel. I run this channel about Chinese US listed companies, or some of them are also listed in Hong Kong. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the like. And if you're one of our recurring viewers, then thanks for sticking with us. Yesterday we had an interesting day in the market for NIO, up almost 9%. It did actually close higher than what we see in the pre-market, but in both cases we can see that it actually did break through this highlighted in red downtrend, like short-term downtrend here. So what happened yesterday and who is buying? Well, as I mentioned in my video before, I think the sentiment has hit a very low, and we are now approaching NIO earnings, the Q1 earnings, and maybe there are some hedge funds or traders front running these earnings, or actually the whole second half of the year, because of course the earnings, they will come out and they will not be nice, right? We knew that before. Actually, the management guided for not a good start into the year. They mentioned how demand was still weak. They mentioned how the whole industry is challenged with what happened, and I think that's right on the expectations there. Of course, this was now backed up with the low deliveries, but possibly this has been the low of the year already. So the market is usually forward looking, and what is it forward looking to? Well, maybe from now on the EPS estimates and so on need to be revised by analysts upwards instead of downwards, which was the case before, because of course you will have the seasonality kicking in. So sales of the whole industry will be up in Q3 and Q4, most likely, not only because of seasonality, but also because of a prolonged recovery of the Chinese consumer. For example, in the very beginning, they just made some domestic travel, bought some small items, tickets, and also went to restaurants. But now that the recovery is getting longer and longer, possibly they are moving more towards also the higher goods, the more premium to luxury goods as well. So this might be an outlook which some of the investors are gambling upon, that this might be the case when after the earnings, and frankly I think many investors or institutions are not touching NIO right now simply because they want reassurance first of the earnings call, but unfortunately this is always the case, if you are investing in times where the sentiment is at ultra lows, and every bit of news that's coming out, for example, the deliveries is negative, then usually that doesn't feel great to invest, and it's also where only a handful of people are investing, right? But some buyers may have shown up yesterday here, and we'll see whether or not this will be a sustainable trend of break of the downtrend and going forward. Another thing that might get announced on the earnings, which I'm looking very much forward to, is actually NIO's development on the area of autonomous driving. So when I've been to China, I've tested out the NOP Plus, so the beta version of NIO's pilot, and this was very interesting to watch. Like, what can it do? What can it not do? How does it compare to competitors? And I will have dedicated videos on that. But what I'm expecting is that we get some sort of news around the NAD subscription, which will be, not this beta version, but a similar type of subscription with more and more features in the area of autonomous driving. So finally making use of the compute power of this car, which has been, beta tested, but with certain limitations, of course. And I'm waiting for an announcement, which should have happened actually Q4 last year. But there are rumors that they're getting ready for this during summer this year. And this might not show like the most advanced autonomous driving functionalities being launched in the market immediately. However, when it kicks off, this starts to see the adoption of the monthly subscriptions, so monthly recurring revenues that are high margin. And then from there, I think they will take it iteratively, meaning launching new features from time after time. So we're still waiting for this, and this might be what I think a something to watch for the earnings call and looking forward to. Other than that, of course, this earning call will be about calming the nerves of also institutional investors regarding outlook, regarding promises and deliveries and stuff like that. But generally, I think the probabilities here are that it's more likely that we see the peak of negative data coming in is maybe in the last couple of weeks, and going forward with the launch of the ES6, that may actually change. So that might be a pivotal moment, and not necessarily in the numbers reported, right? This will be a difference. There will be the numbers on the one hand side, but also what will be said in the conference call. So and I think what's starting afterwards will be the analysts' revisions of the outlook and the prospects of NIO there. And that will just come after the earnings. So this might be here a technical move, let's say a gamble, or some people are taking risks here, and in a way that it is, of course, a calculated bet. So I'm not saying that they are doing this without any calculations or backing it up. And I'm not saying that people should follow or not. It's always depending on your personal risk profile, but this is what I'm observing here, and we'll see whether or not the market is actually supporting this move in the next coming days. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.